Hello, people.
What in the holy motherfuck was that?
Yeah, fucking the first few fucking...
What in the motherfucking shit? What? I'm going straight into douches of the week. It's Roger Goodell. It's the referees, the 3 referees of the Saints and Rams fans.
Who think the league is against them when it's not.
The one referee that called roughing the passer. It's everything. LA Ram fans, they're not even fans. What are they even doing? What are they even doing? You guys suck. You guys suck. You fucking suck. You suck. I'd rather deal with Eagles fans, and I hate Eagles fans. I hate the Eagles.
I like Eagles fans because they randomly run into pillars when they're happy and just knock each other out.
Good. That's what
they fall off street
fans need to do.
There's not enough of them to do that.
Was the most horrendous officiating I have ever witnessed since not of all time, but since the replacement refs. That was awful.
It's funny because, like 2 weeks ago, you said Patriots will win because the refs will screw over the Chargers, and they did. They just beat the shit out of them.
And then
this week they won because they screwed over the Chiefs.
Because they screwed over the Chiefs. So I was a week off. Whoop-de-doo. And then
the Saints.
Okay. You know what? I'm not that big on I don't know. I'm not that big on conspiracy theories, especially in sports. And I don't believe that teams are paid off. I don't believe owners pay to win. I don't believe that in that. But I do believe in biases. And apparently, the 3 referees that saw with their own fucking eyes that ball's not there, they're all from South California.
Well, no, one was from LA. Yes. One used to play for the Rams
and the Falcons.
Yeah. And
which is rivals of the Saints. And I'm not saying, but I'm saying it's a damn motherfucking coincidence.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I think it was more.
I don't even know, man.
Like, I don't know if it was a conspiracy. I think it's like I'd say the Patriots one is a bit, but I think that's been since their first Super Bowl when they won the month after September 11th. They gave the team that's like American nationalism
already. Jesus Christ.
The Patriots get the Super Bowl, and then like I just love Patriots fans like continuously the whole conspiracy that the league's against us, no one wants us to win.
Dude,
no one
Robert Kraft wants to jerk you off every second he's
but you could tell the league and Goodell kind of set it up so they get every advantage they can.
It's like Robert Goodell is Vince McMahon and the Patriots are Stone Cold Steve Austin. You know, that's what it is. Oh, they hate each other. Oh God, they're knocking heads. But of course, Austin always wins, which was great, in wrestling. But
they don't even always because
no, they don't.
If you look at even the suspensions they've gotten, they've been pretty light compared to Sean Payton, who was suspended a whole year for something he had nothing to do with.
Yeah, you're right.
With the Bountygate, he had nothing to do with it. But he was suspended a whole year for it. Where when Brady and Belichick videotape practices and deflated balls, they got like 3 games.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. Dude, worst officiating since the replacement refs. Like, that was...
Yeah, that was bad.
I don't even know what to say. And it's funny because we should be saying Chiefs, at least Saints guaranteed against Patriots or Chiefs. Like, the Saints got...
But even that...
raw dogs.
I don't know.
Outside, back.
Even that, I don't consider good.
That's what happened.
Because they missed a call on the Saints, too, where they face mask. The Rams player going down, and they didn't call it. And also, that was bad. But it's no excuse for the Saints, who have the top offense in the league, putting up under.
They went down. They went down to the red zone and only came up with 3 times.
Yeah.
Red zone 3 times, and they only pop up with 13 points.
Yeah. So I mean,
2 field goals and a touchdown.
Kind of like I said with the Bears thing. If you don't want to, because
I don't in that situation.
But I don't always agree with the whole ref things like the refs costing you games. It's the same thing with the kickers costing you games. You don't want to be in that situation. Don't let yourself score more points. It won't matter what the refs do.
No.
The refs didn't stop the Saints from scoring a touchdown on a 1-yard line when all of a sudden Peyton decided to take Breeze out, put Tyson Hill in, and just do these random plays that didn't work.
Nope.
And, it's not the refs' fault the Saints didn't succeed. It's the Saints. And
right.
Same thing with the Patriots and the Chiefs. If the Chiefs didn't start off the first half not completing a pass, basically,
they
would have
out.
Been able to win that game, but they didn't. And the call gave the Patriots another touchdown and took an interception away, but that was on the Chiefs because he was 30 yards offside.
Yes, he was. He was in the neutral zone, which is offside, free play, and they could have. He got picked off, and it should happen, and didn't work. Didn't work out in their favor. So I'm thinking because we had the worst officiating since the replacement refs, I want to get your thoughts on what was your favorite game out of the playoffs so far.
Bears and Eagles.
I agree. I agree 100%. When you really look down the line of it, Rams Dallas was Saints and Eagles was
okay.
I mean, they were up 14-0, right? The Eagles were up 14-0, and they came back and they won
21 to 14.
They didn't score another point. They didn't score another point, but the Colts destroyed the Texans, and Dallas destroyed the Seahawks. Yeah. But the Bears and Eagles were the most competitive. The most competitive and the most fun was the Bears and Eagles.
And then double doink Bears lost, so that was good.
Exactly. So
and now Bears fans still want to kill their kicker instead of their quarterback who didn't succeed.
But here's something that was kind of interesting. So you had, oh my God, I'm forgetting what the Kansas City's kicker is. What's his name?
Isn't it Gano?
Is it Harrison?
Harrison? I
don't know, but he made a huge kick. I think so they could go into overtime?
Yeah, it was overtime.
Yes. And then Zerline with the kick to tie it up in Zerline to win it with a 57-yarder. And you know what I was thinking? There was no chance in motherfucking hell, hail, that Parkey would hit any of those two kicks.
The closer one he would have.
Well, he missed a 43-yarder with a double doink.
But that was blocked. It wasn't because he missed it. Yeah. It was tipped and blocked. So
it just shows that you do need an above average.
That's the same thing you could say about the Packers. Because Crosby missed 6 in a game.
Yeah,
Crosby's never going to make a field goal.
No, I'm not saying that, but you need an above-average kicker.
Parkey was. Last year, the year before, he was rated the highest-rated accuracy. And
it's his fault? It's not his fault.
It's Trubisky's fault for not scoring touchdowns.
Well, guess what?
It's the offense. It's the offense and Nagy's fault for allowing himself to be outcoached by Peterson and not think of ways to get the offense touchdowns. If you're constantly throwing for field goals, you deserve to lose.
That's true. But still, Parkey wouldn't have hit that 57-yarder. And the Saints would have won.
If it wasn't blocked, we might have.
We'll see. But, another thing is LeBron James is also a douche of the week. I got too many douches this week. He's go Rams, and he's a fucking Dallas Cowboys fan. It's just, he is so fake. He deserves to be in it.
Well, no, he was a Cowboys fan, he was a Browns fan.
Yeah. That's right, a Browns fan, and then a Cowboys fan, and then a Browns fan.
He's a Blackhawks fan, too.
Oh, is he? Yeah, exactly. He's a Blackhawks fan, and he's a Knicks fan, and a Nets fan, but then he played with the kids. It's ridiculous. The guy's a fake fucking tool.
The guy's a fucking joke.
He is a joke. No, you're rich. Shut the fuck up.
Well, no. I don't know if that was. I don't know if that was so much him being like a fan as him pointing out shit officiating.
Still.
Because he didn't really say go Rams. He just pointed out that it was a terrible call.
He was celebrating with the Rams in the locker room, I believe, when they beat the Dallas Cowboys.
But that's also when you're a player and you get traded to a city, you gotta support the teams that are in your city.
I don't know.
Because the same thing happened. I mean, the only time it was any different was in the Cubs-Indians World Series when Amon Shumpert was still cheering for the Cubs in the World Series, even though they were all in Cleveland, which was funny.
Well, that's funny. I mean, because that's your heart and soul. You're supposed to root for what's in your heart and your soul. And LeBron James is a douchebag. We're not doing such things. He's a fair weather. He's not just a fair weather fucking player. He's a fair weather fan. He's fair weather everything. His name should be Fairweather James. He's a douche and a half.
I don't know. I think he's more just supporting the teams that are in his city. Because if he was going against that team, then all the fans in the city would be like, oh, why the fuck aren't you supporting us? They
don't care.
Well, no, but if they actually
don't care,
or even the other teams,
an NFL team,
or even the other teams, like the players, would be like, we go to your games, we support you. You're not going to support us. What the fuck's going on?
Fine.
I mean, I don't think he's like a legitimate Rams fan. I think it's just.
Well, no,
he's in the city. He's supporting them because they're all athletes in the same douche. I'll agree that he's a douche for calling himself the greatest ever when he's obviously not.
That's true.
But in this case, it's just supporting a team in the same city.
So, do we have anything on basketball? It feels like that we had so much to talk about.
I mean, I'm supremely depressed that it's basketball season. Because every time I turn on the radio, it's fucking annoying-ass college games or annoying-ass NBA. And even at, bowling on Monday, hey, watch a fucking pathetic Kentucky versus I don't know what the fuck they were playing. But it was 3 minutes left in the first period, and it was 24-22.
Yeah, I mean, defense, bro.
No, terrible shit shooting and not knowing how to score a basket. If that was the first quarter, okay.
Man.
If there was
you got a loaded man.
No, it was missed shots right and left.
Well, it's this January. I was like, it's November, December, January. I don't even know.
No, but that was a terrible game, and the fact that like I said, I understand if that was a first quarter score, okay, but in college, obviously, we played 2 periods. So you had 2 quarters, and you only scored 24 points. That's pathetic.
It's still fun.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
I like betting on it in March. It's fun. And you know what? The Bulls are a legitimate shot of getting Zion Williamson.
Cleveland's gonna get him. We still play them 4 more times, and they're worse than us.
Yeah. Bulls and all that shit.
We'll get RJ Barrett.
Yeah,
we'll get the second pick.
RJ Barrett. Yeah. I mean, right now basketball, not a whole lot's going on.
I mean, that is kind of one of my douches too. The Bulls organization and Jim Boylan.
And why is that, Adam?
Well, the organization for numerous reasons. I mean, the firing of Hoiberg because I guess he was teaching them to play basketball, which they are against, and the hiring of Jim Boylan when he has absolutely no idea what he's fucking doing. He's just riding the coattails of being someone who knew Greg Popovich.
Well, yeah, he was assistant.
Yeah, but he's doing, I was his assistant, I know this, and then he's still trying to teach back to the basket, post-up basketball, and it's not working. But Steve Kerr knew more than fucking Jim Boylan knows.
Steve Kerr also played the game. And on multiple championship teams.
But no, and he's trying to feed off of this whole knowing Greg Popovich or being his assistant. Well, doesn't know anything that Popovich actually knows, and he doesn't have any respect because he hasn't done shit.
Speaking of Pop, is it his last year? He said that he was kind of going back and forth,
Probably.
saying that he might not return next year.
They'll make it probably.
I agree. If they don't make the playoffs or if they get their asses handed to them in the first round, I think Pop's going to be like, you know what? I'm too old for this shit. I got numerous rings. I'm looked upon as the second greatest NBA coach of all time. I'm good. Or even the best.
Yeah.
Arguably the best. Him and Phil, right up there. They both had luxurious superstars on their teams. And they're
Pop
like,
would have bust like super
He did. And he stayed in one place.
But, Phil would have if the Bulls wouldn't shit him out
if
like
Krause didn't be a complete moron.
And just sign everyone to one-year contracts and just keep re-signing. But that's like the other thing with their front office is, like, Paxson and Foreman were on the score this morning talking about, like, their plans for the offseason and, like, trying to attract free agents.
Oh,
and I was thinking, I was like, what even lower level free agent would be like, you know what I really want to do? Go play for Jim Boylan in the Bulls. He doesn't want us shooting threes. He just wants to focus on defense and back to the basket. That's a fun game. I'm just going to go there.
That's Tibbs' game, baby, and you know where he is.
But Tibbs wants you to shoot threes if you want to.
Tibbs is also fired.
And Hoiberg's supposed to get hired.
Hoiberg is about to get hired in Minnesota. What a shit show the NBA is. What is worse? No, I can't go there because the NBA is a lot of fun. There's a lot of scoring, a lot of good stuff. Like I said, and every other week, that the East is always fun to watch because you don't know who's going to get killed by the Warriors. Could it be Milwaukee?
The Warriors aren't going to.
Then are you saying that this is going to be a very wide variety year?
Probably.
Wow. Okay, so you don't even think the Warriors are going to get to the finals?
No.
Then who? If you don't think the Warriors, then who?
Thunder.
We'll see.
Russ gets his revenge with Paul George putting his foot up Durant's ass.
As much as I would love to see that happen, it's not going to happen.
The Warriors are. They look like shit, even with Cousins.
They're bored. It's the regular season. They're like, all right, we already got.
I can see any of these. I can see any of the ones below them being the Nuggets or the Thunder.
No, the Nuggets are not ready. They're not ready. They're too young. The
young thing isn't real.
Yes, it
is. Isn't.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
How is it not?
Blackhawks.
Yeah, what are you talking about? They lost against the Red Wings in 09, I believe, or 08, 09.
In the cup?
No, not in the cup. In the playoffs.
09.
It was 09. So you have to learn.
No, you don't.
So I just proved it right there. You know what? I said they lost in 09 and then they finally went in 10.
Warriors the first year they got in?
They lost the year before against the San Antonio Spears. The Spurs in the semifinals. Not conference finals, semifinals. Okay. And the year before that, they got beat, I guess. I think.
No, because they won. They lost the 72 and 9 season.
They won what? 4 or 3?
3. Because they won.
They've won 2.
Then lost the 72 and 9. Then won.
So after their first one,
then they won 2.
Before their first one, they lost to the Spurs in 6 games in the semifinals.
Eagles.
NFL doesn't count. NFL doesn't count. It's too
much. They have Patriots every fucking year.
Other than the Patriots, it's too much parity.
No, it's not.
Yes, it
not
is.
compared to hockey. Well, it's the same team as in it every fucking year.
More than likely, you need to learn how to lose before you win. And I don't see.
You don't need to learn.
The Denver Nuggets have no shot.
Saying you need to learn how to lose.
You know who has a better shot than the Nuggets? You know who has a better shot than the Nuggets? The Lakers.
Lakers aren't going to get in.
Why the fuck did I say that? Because it's true. What? The Lakers. Because at least the Lakers have LeBron James that knows how to get to the finals. Yes, he has a lot of
Lakers are 8 games back from even being in situation.
The Nuggets will not. You know what?
The Lakers are in the same situation as the Bulls.
You heard it from me here first. What day is it? The 25th?
Is it going to go down exactly like your Flacco prediction went down?
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I guarantee the Nuggets will not get to the Western Conference Finals.
They will. They actually have an easier road.
How?
Look, right now they play
the 8th seed.
4, 5, 6. So probably the Jazz.
Jazz could even beat them in a 7-game series.
And Thunder would play
No, they get the 4 or 5 seed. So they get the Blazers or the Rockets. Oh, they're done! They're done!
No, that's the Thunder.
Like the Thunder are the 2 seed?
Yeah, I mean, Thunder are 3.
So, okay, so they get the Jazz, so then, after that, the Thunder or the Spurs. If they get the Thunder, they're done!
Then they lose the Thunder, but Thunder could beat the Warriors.
So, I'm guaranteeing the Nuggets will not make the Western Conference
And it all
Finals.
depends on seeing, because they could both drop down.
They could.
Between now and that.
But you know what? They can't beat the Rockets. I don't think they can beat the Blazers in a 7-game series. I'll give them against the Spurs.
Blazers are the Blues.
I don't even think they can beat the Jazz.
The Blazers are the Blues. They'll keep finding ways to lose, because that's what they do.
Who, the Blazers?
Yeah.
Well, fine, but I like the Rockets.
Blazers are like what the Raptors were before they got Kawhi.
And they're going to have to face one of those teams either in the first or second round. No shot. 0% shot the Nuggets make the Western Conference Finals. 0%. No shot. Done.
If they move up, they can.
Nope.
If they move up
Who they get?
Into that position, then they go down and get the Clippers.
Or the Lakers.
They could beat the Clippers or the Lakers. They might suck.
I take LeBron James in that series. I'm sorry. I hate him. I hate him with a fiery passion. But I would take that shitty ass crap hole of a Lakers team with that douche of the week, year, decade, century over the fucking Nuggets. That's why. 0%.
But it wouldn't even be them. It would be the Clippers.
Still,
it would be the Clippers.
Lakers will go up. Lakers will be the 8th seed.
Lakers aren't going up.
Lakers will be the 8th seed.
No.
Dude, it's so tight right now. It's tight like a tiger.
Not really. The last 2 are, but everything else is...
Lakers and Clippers. They're like
Lakers aren't going to move up.
Yeah,
3.
Lakers will be 8th seed. Lakers will be 8th seed. I'm calling it.
This will be the year that LeBron finally misses the playoff.
Oh, I wish. I hope, but it's not going to happen as much as we want it. You think David Stern's going to let that happen?
Basketball harder is harder.
Is it David Stern?
No, it's
wow.
I forgot the guy's name.
Hey-oh, yeah.
Well, Adam Silver.
Adam Silver, there you go.
But
do you think
basketball's harder?
Nope.
Basketball's harder to manipulate than football.
What are you talking about? It's easy. They can call a foul no matter where. And actually, football's easy too, because there's holding on.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Basketball's harder to manipulate, because even if you call those fouls, if the other team just goes and shoots threes and scores threes on you, call all the fouls you want, you need to eventually play and score with them. You can't just rely on
same
foul
offensive holding. You know? Oh, wow, you give them another first down, 1st and 5 or whatever the fuck they still got to go up.
1st and 10.
1st and 10.
But yeah, Lakers aren't going to the playoffs.
Officiating sucks. That's the moral of the story.
Mm-hmm.
So,
your predictions suck. That's the moral of the story. Predicted Joe Flacco was going to have an MVP season.
I didn't say an MVP season.
For him, that would have been.
I said 2,700 yards, which was close.
For him, that would have been
17 touchdowns, which was close. Less than 12 interceptions, which was correct.
Because he only played for the 8 games.
Yeah, exactly. But they were close. Close but no cigar, but I guarantee you the Denver Nuggets. I mean,
and he also guaranteed the Cowboys were only going to be amazing.
What are you talking about? You really want to bet that? You really want to bet that fucking...
They still lost.
It didn't matter.
They still lost.
No, bull fucking shit. Look at the tapes. I said in the beginning of the season, the Cowboys will win the NFC East. And I even said, yeah, they might not go far, even though they are my dark horse, not my favorites to get to the Super Bowl, but a dark horse to get far into the playoffs. And guess what? They got to the divisional playoff as the NFC East champions like I said they were, so suck it.
The Eagles still got in, like I said they would.
I said...
You didn't... No, you said the Eagles would miss the playoffs.
And the Vikings.
Yeah.
And then you said you think the Eagles would do it. I said, well, at least one of those two teams will not miss it. At least one. And I was I did. You're right. I did. But
and also said the Chargers would make it to the Super Bowl.
Huh?
You see how you picked the Chargers?
No. You know who I picked? I didn't pick the Chargers. I picked the Saints.
No, the AFC title game.
No, I know. Shit. No, I have it right here. I swear to God. I do. Hold on. Oh, fuck. Here we go. Oh, fuck. Who was it? Where the fuck is that?
So you thought Flacco was...
No, I swear to God.
You thought... And I think last year, too, you said the Kings were going to win the
NFL 2008. What?
Last year, when we were picking predictions for the Cup, you said you thought the Kings were going to win.
No, I said they were going to go far.
No, you said they were going to win.
Sharks. I remember the Sharks.
No, you said both of them off.
I think I did say the Kings to get to the Cup. Yeah. I think I did say that, yeah. Because I think I remember... Because
I kept saying that.
Oh, Kings Vegas? Kings!
Well, then I kept saying Vegas was going to win, and then LA was not going to win.
Alright. So, playoffs. Oh, that's all money that I had betting on. Oh, fuck. What was it? I
said Chargers. You said Chargers, Patriots. You said the Chiefs were going to lose when they played the Chargers again.
Yes.
And you said the Chargers were going to win their first game.
Win the first game.
Which I did. And you said the Chargers would play the Patriots in the AFC title game.
I haven't seen it. But no, you might be right. But I also remember you said the Jaguars were going to make the playoffs, and what the fuck happened there? I even told you guys, guaranteed you, the Jaguars were not going to make the playoffs, and I was right. So I'm guaranteeing the Nuggets to not make the Western Conference Finals. Done deal.
You've had more wrong than me.
I've had a lot more right.
Not in here, you haven't.
Yeah, I have.
Yep. Nope.
So, speaking of great predictions, and speaking of other wonderful winter sports, we have a special guest once again. And it's... Hey! It's this guy! Come on in. We got some hockey talk.
We do?
We got hockey talk with...
I do?
With us three. Right here. This is Andy. This is our hockey specialist.
Yeah, the hockey specialist that said Matt Stone instead of Mark Stone last week.
I mean, that's a believable hockey name.
It is. I believe.
Close enough.
It starts with
I was too preoccupied with Matt Duchene. I was dreaming about it so much.
It has an I'm in the nay in it.
It's close.
Pretty much, yeah. Nah, fuck him.
Yeah, fuck him. Real bitches. So what has happened in this week of hockey?
We'll talk about Peter Chiarelli, the GM of the Oilers, getting fired.
Yeah.
Really quick, just to profound on that. Oilers have one good thing about them, and that's Connor McDavid.
Yeah, McDavid.
He's insane.
Yeah.
He is
okay,
insane.
and it's really sad. The kid is awesome. He's amazing. Mm-hmm. Amazing fucking hockey player. He deserves all the credit that he gets. He's on a shitty team.
Yeah.
So, firing a GM, we're going to see what happens. I don't know if they hired somebody. They just got Ken Hitchcock for head coach.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine.
Just keeps getting hired and keeps getting fired.
Yeah, I mean, okay, good for him. He gave him something to do. You know, he's a good coach, but yeah, that's interesting to see what's going to happen with the Oilers. So that's kind of a big story. What else is going on? All-Star Weekend's coming on.
Blackhawks have looked weirdly better the last few games.
Yeah, but then they still give up 8 goals.
But they ended up winning that game.
No, they won 8-5 or lost 8-5?
No, they lost 8-5.
They lost 8-5, that's right.
Yeah, which one was that? That was like 2. Yeah, that was like 2 weeks ago.
No, yeah, they just, Blackhawks still suck. They're going to get the number 1 pick in the draft.
They don't suck as much as we would like them to suck. Honestly, I just wish they would just be absolutely.
No, they won 8-5 against the Caps.
Oh, they won 8-5?
Yeah.
No shit.
No, but
they lost 8-5.
That's right. Yeah.
That's what it was.
That's what they traded off. They traded off 8-5.
Yes. And what's interesting about
the overs in their games.
What's interesting about that Caps game is that if I understand right, all 5 of those goals scored by Washington were all by defensemen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think Company had 1 or 2 of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. He blew up when he went to Washington. That's awesome.
No, and that's kind of what I was talking to my dad about. That's kind of sad. As both Taze and Kane are having like amazing years, and like it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
Because the rest of them are just so.
They're happy with what they're doing.
At least it shows that Taze, his last 2 seasons were not so good, and it just shows that it was just a little blip in his career.
No, but it also kind of shows the front office made a terrible decision trading for Saad and giving up Panarin, because that hasn't worked out and it's not going to work out.
No.
But they might sign Panarin in free agency and fix it. So.
I can see the Blackhawks getting Panarin back. That's probably one of the biggest possibilities.
I think Kane will really try to talk him into coming back, and they're comfortable with each other.
I think he wants to come back.
Yeah. I don't think he never wanted to.
Everybody wants to come back to the Blackhawks.
Everybody does. Everybody loves it.
But I think
I like to get everybody back. That's the problem.
Yeah, like Christopher Steed 10 times.
Yeah, Steger 10 times, Andrew Ladd 10 times.
Oh,
actually only twice, but
they bought Kopetsky in and out, Kruger, Saad.
Oh, Kruger. Okay, that's another thing. Kruger is now on waivers.
Mm-hmm.
Kruger, Martinson, and there was 3 of them.
Yeah, I forgot the third.
But either way, like, just like, what are you doing?
They don't know yet. They're trying to figure it out as they go.
I feel bad for Marcus Kruger. You got to stop giving players these false hopes.
Yeah.
You're going to keep resigning them and giving them the chance. They're not producing. Get rid of them and move on.
It's true.
Just fucking move on. Rebuild your team. I said this last week. Rebuild your team.
Yeah, the only, and like you said, it's very possible they could get like the first or at least top 5 pick. But the thing that's going to slow any potential rebuild down is the big contracts that they can't get rid of.
Right. Exactly. They do have the money to spend right now after the whole, getting rid of Hossa and everything. But if they can get a top pick, in the draft. They need that.
Get Hughes, re-sign Panarin.
Yeah, that, and then,
then the young guys could come up, like...
exactly. That's a rebuild. That's a solid rebuild. It is.
Like, both Corson and Bodine could come up and fix
They've had their chance to start doing this rebuild the past 2 years of missing the
This is a Chicago thing, Andy.
No, I understand.
The White Sox do the same thing. The Bulls do the same thing. The Bears used to do the same thing. But wait, we can grasp a little bit and maybe a platinum. No,
it's not really a Chicago thing.
It is.
The Cubs eventually went that route with complete rebuild, trading everyone away.
That's one team out of 5 or 6.
The Bulls are finally doing it, though. It might not be by choice. It might be by lack of ability.
By force.
But they're eventually doing it.
And the White Sox are on season 3 of their rebuild.
And the world's slowest off season. That nothing's ever happened.
I don't know what the hell's going on with that shit. But it's just a thing that maybe we can a little bit. Stop.
In football and baseball, it's easier to trade those bad contracts and get picks than it is in hockey, because in hockey, number one, they've got a stricter cap than other sports. And also, if they see a contract like Seabrook's where he's like 33, 34, he still has 6 years left on it. It's not gonna... they're not going to find a team that's going to take that.
You know what? That's fine. They can keep Seabrook and Keith on the back line until they're shitting their pants because they can't control themselves.
Right.
That's fine. I don't give a shit. But when that happens and your team still isn't making the playoffs, that's your own damn fault.
Yeah.
Okay? You're going to look back, at how many years has passed that, oh, shit, we shouldn't have signed these guys. Oh, well, for this amount of money, for this amount of time. What the fuck? Are you fucking...
Well, and it was mostly like the defensemen, too. It was both Keith and Seabrooks were the worst. Canes and Taves were okay. I mean, their contracts were understandable because of who they are. But yeah, the two defensemen were terrible contracts, especially when they re-signed Seabrook when they were beginning to suck. They re-signed him.
Yeah.
They gave him 8 years when they were beginning to be bad.
They had too much hope. They didn't want to get rid of the band. They didn't want to break up the band. You won 3 cups with this fucking team, and you want to keep it together as long as possible.
But
that is just you do not do that. No,
just the
they're going to learn.
The core is Kane and Taves.
Yeah, that's
no one else is the core.
Yeah,
it's Kane and Taves. Yeah, it's those two. Everyone else is
trade whoever the fuck they want.
Yeah,
but the thing is, it should be Keith. Because you need, especially with hockey, on defense, you need a key player on defense.
Yeah.
And you can't build a team around just offense. It doesn't work. But that's what they're doing. It's fucking annoying.
And that's how it's been the last couple years. And
but that's why I like those.
We didn't even fucking score last.
And that's why the last 2 drafts are actually a little more encouraging. Getting Hiroku and getting Bowden and Bodequist.
And it's nice to see these guys get a chance. They're playing. It's not very often where the very next year, your
top pick gets up. Yeah, especially when it's not top 10 pick.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So that I will give credit to the Blackhawks is that they are using their young guys. They're swapping their players. They're doing the rotating slots.
That's why I like the coach. He's like good energy, good idea of what he wants to do. I said Quinville's gone. But I knew it was going to happen, so...
I don't like Jeremy Colleton, whatever fucking... I don't like... I mean, maybe I just need a little bit more time with the guy.
I liked it when he basically called out the team for having no balls. When he basically said we got beat because the other team were men.
Yeah, we're boys. Boys don't play with men.
Yeah, I mean, he's a young guy. I think... It's really risky pulling, AHL.
Yeah, guys up.
And
I think the reason they did it was because they were thinking of calling a lot of those people up. They just haven't yet.
Yeah,
like Sakura and some of the defensemen, Mitchell and.
Well, also too, like, do you look at that, or do you look at the aspect of do you want to keep rotating these old fart coaches that have been fired, and he got fired. Let's hire him. He's good.
Oh yeah. Well, there's a reason why he's fired.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of like your second option. A younger, coach. Younger, will have more time to develop. I mean, like Colorado has Jared Bednar. He coached AHL for the Cleveland Monsters,
right?
And they won a Calder Cup. So. Obviously didn't have the first year that he wanted because he was hired last minute.
Yeah.
But up and coming coaches like that, I think that is good. But at the same time, it can be risky.
Yeah, it's just like the NFL, where they're doing a lot of young coaches, and some work out, some don't, and everybody's on the McShay. I always fucking forget it.
McShay is the draft guy. McVay is the coach.
That's right. McShay is exactly. With McVay and St. Louis. Fuck LA. St. Louis. The Rams. But yeah, I could see that the trend in hockey that it should be a lot younger coaches because what are you gonna have? These old fucking farts out there.
Yeah.
The game is changing. The game is getting faster. It's been getting faster for almost a decade now.
Yeah.
So you're gonna need but you're gonna need these
which is what's kind of a positive with the Blackhawks this year, at least, is the game's getting faster, but with the way Taves and Kane are playing, it doesn't seem like it's getting too fast for either of them.
No.
Like, where they're still doing their stuff. And I like the top line with,
there's still
Cahoon and Taves, because Cahoon's kind of like Shaw.
Right.
Just a bruiser, though, does, like, get in the goalie's face and not move.
Yeah.
How old is Taser Kane? 32, 33?
Well, Kane's 32, Taser's 33.
So they got another year or two of being in their...
No, Kane's mine. Kane's 30.
Yeah, Kane's 30.
I think Taser's a year old.
31.
31.
So, yeah.
So they got a couple more years of prime.
I mean, you don't know because Hosa could still play.
Hosa kept on going when he was at 41.
The jersey's been
So they can still do their shit for a little bit.
And especially I think Kane might be able to last the world longer than Taze. Because, Kane really hasn't taken, the big hits Taze has. Because Kane's always been, so... Yes. It's hard to nail him down.
Yeah.
He could get out of it.
Right.
I mean, but when he gets older, it might be
with age, you lose a step, And you might not have that agility that you did when you were 26 to dodge a fucking hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But...
Especially the amount of games that these guys play.
Oh, God, yeah. With all the playoff matches that they had, all the playoff games and all that shit.
I mean, it was it's 5 years in a row we're going deep, almost each year.
Yeah. They played a full other season. They played 4 seasons and 3 seasons.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, seriously. And same with the Kings, too.
Yeah.
They played a lot of hockey.
And that's why the tread on the tires.
Okay. Let's talk about the Kings really quick. Let's talk about the Kings for a little bit.
Yeah,
this is one team that needs to get on the young track.
Slow.
Yeah. They're old parts.
Yeah.
They're old and slow.
Because, it was Perron, who else was it there? The defenseman Johnson, Jack Johnson, and a few others that just kind of aged really quick. And Quick.
Quick is not quick anymore.
No.
Should be called moderate.
They since Rob Blake became their GM, he needs to get on that bandwagon. They need to get some young draft picks, some young guys, fresh, young, fast guys that can get in there, get on that bandwagon, and start creating this team around what everybody else is doing.
Right.
It's just with the LA Kings, they're just too old. I think they can't keep up with the trend that's going on now.
What's the sign Kovalchuk? What the fuck was that?
I'll get there. Rob Blake needs to sign some young players. He needs to make those decisions, or else he's not going to be a GM for very long.
Well, yeah, because their youngest player,
and they purposely fired their old GM
What?
to make these changes, and Rob Blake just isn't doing that. Rob Blake, where in the world, or
San Diego?
Not only that, but where in the world did you come up with this great idea to sign Ilya Kovalchuk?
Yeah. If even the Devils didn't want to bring him back, and he was the face of their franchise for years,
but even though
that's a bad idea,
he would have been better on the Devils.
Yeah.
Because more than half their team is 5 years old.
Yeah.
Okay, and with the LA Kings, you're gonna take this old fart team and you're gonna put the god of all farts, Ilya Kovalchuk, who hasn't been in the NHL in 7 or 8 seasons, and you're gonna throw him in there because Ilya Kovalchuk
because he left right after right after he signed that big contract with the Devils. He said he retired, and went to Russia to play. But because I'm looking at their roster right now. The ones I was thinking of were Doughty.
Drew Doughty, and he just signed an extension.
Anze
Kopitar, who was on fire last year. He had the year of his career last year. Him and Dustin Brown, who fell off the face of the earth for a few years. Him and Dustin Brown were really good last year. I haven't been keeping him up with the LA Kings too much this year. That's the two awful things they did this offseason. Where most teams were at least moving towards getting younger. Even some of the Hawks' moves, except for the Kunitz signing, was at least guys in their 20s that they're trying to see if they have. The two offseason moves the Kings made were signing Dion Phaneuf and Ilya Kovalchuk. Those are the King of Park brothers. It's like they thought I think they legitimately thought they were going to be a contender this year. They're this will put us over the top, and it just doesn't work. The LA Kings, they they have to realize that big body
doesn't work right now.
No,
and they don't want to face the fact
unless it's like a big body that can also move.
That's a big blow.
That's their scheme,
right? That's their thing. Big body.
Yeah,
they have no speed.
The only thing that person that really still works for is in Tampa with Hedman. Because he's a giant, but he's still
what he produces.
But he skates like Kane, but
he's all a great player, right? I mean, that works if you have that key
if you have skill that can move.
Right, if you have a big guy that can play the fucking sport and have that speed that can keep up with the rest of these teams.
Yeah, like Chara used to be.
Exactly, which he'll be going soon also.
Go Kings. Next year,
but the bigger guys like that, like Mikko Rantanen in Colorado, I mean, the dude's like 6-something, big body. He reminds me a lot of Peter Forsberg. Mm-hmm. He uses his body to his advantage. He's able, and that's key. If you're a forward and you use your body like that, awesome. Like that's how you gotta utilize yourself. That's how you gotta use yourself. If you're a big dude and you have the speed to do it and everything else to do it, you fucking use it. If you have a team that has those guys, that's key. That's really good. But if you have a team that has all those guys and they're all 100,000 years old, you really
it's not gonna do anything.
Well,
I need to change the pace. It's not gonna work.
I think the big thing that hurt the Kings was that supplemental draft with the Knights getting Brown off of them because he was a big part of being with Kopitar and helping them out. I mean, I know Brown's an older guy too.
Who? Dustin Brown?
Yeah.
He's still in LA.
Oh, I thought. They might have released. Kings might have. I mean, Knights might have released him because I know
that there was somebody from LA that the Kings got. Yeah. I'm trying to think of who. Maybe it wasn't David Perron.
Yeah, Perron.
Oh, that's right. Because Perron was only on LA.
Because it was supposed to be Brown, but then they talked to them last minute and lost Perron,
which is weird because Perron played very, very well for Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And then now he's back on St. Louis.
No, he's not St. Louis. Yeah, he went to
St. Louis, and he's second in scoring for St. Louis.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah. So,
okay,
who would have known? David Perron is still killing it.
Although it's the same thing with some of the Vegas players, like. Who would have known they'd all just randomly blow up and just be
another thing too,
Carlson and
William Karlsson's the shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so
he's so quick and just
he's great. And
see
what happens when you go to another team, you will be surprised. You will fucking blow up.
Yeah.
You know,
if you have the opportunity, also.
And I think that's what the Hawks were expecting out of Saad. When he had that down year in Columbus.
That's what Columbus was expecting. Actually, Saad did not play very bad.
In Columbus.
He was pretty decent.
It's just the Hawks were thinking he was going to go back to how he was like Mini Hossa.
Yeah, they thought he was going to be better going back to Columbus because he was better.
Yeah. But then he got a lot worse.
So Pavel Datsyuk may be coming back to the NHL.
Isn't he like 40?
It has been said 45. Yeah, it's been said that his contract. I think where he's playing in Russia right now, his contract is up this year, and I guess his manager was saying that he is not completely opt out of the NHL. So they're saying he'll go back to Detroit.
I mean, I can see that where he'd want to end.
Yeah.
I mean, if he wants to retire as a hockey player, he'll do
it in Detroit
because he had his best.
He'll do one more season. And that's it. You know,
I like Pavel Datsyuk. I think.
I like Datsyuk. I was like 10 men Zetterberg.
Zetterberg.
But so All-Star Weekend this weekend.
Yep.
Shit.
Yep. It's break. That's pretty much the halfway point and power rankings. We got a few teams on the top right now, like Calgary and the Islanders. Tampa Bay's still up there. San Jose is killing it.
I'm liking San Jose.
Yeah, I like
San Jose. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be a very interesting second half of the season. After the break.
Yeah, after the break.
We'll see what happens. It should be a really good playoff series. I'm becoming more and more of a Jets fan
I like the Jets. I like Colleen.
I like them because they're just a badass team.
Yeah.
Those guys know how to fucking play hockey.
Yeah.
And I'm a fan of that, and I respect that.
That's why I liked the Knights last year, because
it's like they
did what we were supposed to do.
But why? You did not expect.
Well, yeah, it's the first year that everybody just came together with no chemistry, and all of a sudden you're like, boy, let's go play hockey.
But you could also say, like, when they turned it around and really started blowing up was after that shooting in Vegas.
Yeah.
Like, they kind of, like,
it was
that
was the whole thing where, let's do something great for the city.
Yeah.
So let's make our hockey team good somehow.
And then they got beat in the playoffs.
Got beat in the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
I thought they got lucky in the playoffs because I didn't think Vegas was
playing
very, very good hockey.
But they were still dominating at times.
Yeah.
They dominated at the beginning of the playoffs.
I thought they dominated better during the regular season. I thought they were very surprising in the regular season. And right now they're getting up there. They're coming
back up in the division right now.
Yeah.
So
they're coming back up.
So, question for you guys.
Sure.
Who in each division? Actually, we'll go. Yeah, each division instead of saying each conference. We'll go each division. Who that is out of the playoffs right now in each division?
I like it.
Will make the playoffs.
I was thinking about asking you the same thing. All right, so let me get my trusty little.
Yeah, I gotta get my standard.
Yeah, say here we go. Division. We'll go with. Fuck. All right, we'll go with wild card. Wild card, right? All right, there we go. So, of course, right now in the Eastern Atlantic, we got Tampa Bay, Toronto, and Montreal on top. Tampa Bay, of course, with the 76. Like I was saying last week, they're going to get that 132 points to beat the record of Montreal in 72 or 73. Islanders right now, like you said, 63 points right now on top. Washington's still there. Columbus is right behind. Your wild cards, Boston and Pittsburgh. I am liking. Oh boy,
I got one. Florida. I think the Panthers are going to move up and
call me crazy. I know this might be a little bit of a cop out or not. I'm liking the Sabres.
Yeah, Sabres.
I'm liking what the Sabres are doing.
So we're doing the Atlantic.
Yeah, right now.
I like the Sabres. I'm not a fan of Boston. I don't think Boston's going to hang in there, and I honestly think Montreal is going to take that last spot.
Okay, so
Buffalo.
Saying Buffalo.
Yeah.
You're saying Panthers.
Yeah,
Florida. I'm going Boston, and here's why. Because now Boston's only
they're a wild card right now.
Yeah, but they've only fallen short because of injuries. Okay, so I think if Boston can get healthy for the rest of the season, because their top line is on fire, they will make the playoffs. I see them coming back. No. They're already.
Yeah, they're slowly. Each person's getting back, and then
it's kind of just.
All right, so it's kind of like all right.
I see Boston getting in there. Buffalo, I like that though. I do like Buffalo because Jeff Skinner's a fucking beast now that he's not in Carolina anymore.
Yeah.
But I just don't think Buffalo can hold up. We will see.
I think they can get the wild card. Get the wild card. They could get the wild card.
They could, but here we go. But here's my thing.
Yeah.
Now, if Boston does make it, they will knock out Montreal.
Yeah.
And then
Montreal will pop down, and then Buffalo has a good shot of getting
your wild card.
And
that's what I can see.
And what about the Florida pick of Adam?
I mean,
I don't see it all.
I don't see it.
I can see it more.
That's a tough one right there. They're 48 points right now. They're.
I think Buffalo and Boston are just they're too much.
I could kind of see Boston falling off, though. I mean,
they're up.
I don't know.
They're up 15 goals though on these other teams. I don't know, man. It's hard to say. I'll say Boston for the Atlantic though.
Okay.
So
Metropolitan is hard.
You got Florida, Buffalo, Boston. So we'll see what happens there.
Yes. Now we got the Eastern Metropolitan. Yeah.
That was harder. I mean, they're all.
Can I go with nobody?
I mean, the way it's there, I'd say Pittsburgh.
But they're a wild card right now too.
Yeah, I mean, so is Buffalo.
Yeah, well, no, Boston.
I can see where Pittsburgh will come in
and just end up in again.
End up being in the playoffs. I can see that just based on past experience with Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yeah.
Beside Pittsburgh, I think Carolina.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Besides
Carolina's been playing very well. Yeah. They're one of those teams that can like this year especially. When was the last time they were even in the playoffs? I think it's been, 7 or 8 seasons?
Since they won the Cup. They won the Cup last year. I think that's the last time they've been in.
I think I would just like to see Carolina get in for like a wild card.
I think Carolina today.
That's right. They did just sign Teravainen. That's right. So
I'm going to give you an opposite one, but it's going to be a really
Detroit
bold prediction.
Detroit?
No. Instead of Montreal getting knocked out of the playoff picture, Buffalo is going to take the wild card away from Columbus. I think Columbus is going to have a really tough time in the second half of the season, and I don't think Columbus is going to make the playoffs.
Whoa! All right. So you're choosing Columbus
to go down.
To
go down. I don't like anybody from the Metropolitan. I do not believe in Carolina. I think they suck. I think they've just been getting lucky. Rangers not.
But that's my point. Yeah. I think Carolina's going to continue to just get lucky.
Yeah, I mean,
and
that Vegas light type, like you know, not like Vegas
really getting lucky. They were destroying teams.
I'm going to say Pittsburgh just because it's fucking Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's why. Main reason.
It's so differential. I'm not.
Pittsburgh always ends up getting winning. It's just.
I think Columbus.
They're like the Patriots. They just always end up there.
Minus 12 isn't too bad though.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh is plus 23. I see that more realistic.
Oh yeah, God, I could see them getting bumped up, have to face Washington. And then, you have on the other side Montreal, Boston, and Buffalo. Yeah. Of course, one of them has to face Toronto. Good fucking luck. And then the other two are wild cards.
Then the Central and the West.
Oh, boy.
We're doing the Central?
Yep. So, right now, the standings: Winnipeg, Nashville, Minnesota, Dallas, Colorado, Blues, Blackhawks.
Jesus Christ.
And it's 64 points, 62, 53, 52, 47, and 45.
I know where Andy's going on it, but I think I'm going to jump on that same bandwagon. So, Andy, take it away. I'll jump on that. I'm going to jump on that same bandwagon, my friend. Well, they've been doing amazing since they got rid of Duchesne.
Yeah, well...
And yes, I'm talking about
I'm not saying this just because I'm a Colorado fan, but as a whole, in the Western Conference, Colorado, I think, is going to make a wild card spot.
Yeah.
My concern is honestly Dallas.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
You know, Dallas is just one of those teams.
Dallas looks like the last time they won.
They haven't been very good. Right, exactly. And they haven't been very good this year. Tyler Seguin and Jamie Benn haven't really done shit.
Yeah.
And those guys, if that team wants to make something happen, they need to have those guys on top of their game. But it just hasn't happened. But out of these four, Chicago, St. Louis, Colorado, and Dallas.
I go Colorado.
Well, if Colorado wins tonight, they'll be ahead. They'll be ahead of Minnesota.
Right.
So
I don't believe in Minnesota. I don't think
I just got it. Minnesota, Dallas, and Colorado literally are like almost the same.
Yeah.
But I will put Colorado just one notch above.
And I would totally put Dallas over Minnesota.
For as shitty as Colorado's been playing, I still believe they can make sense.
And I would take the Stars over the Wild all day.
Yeah.
All day.
I'll take Minnesota over the Stars.
Really?
Yeah, you know, when I really think about that,
You can't go. All right.
Fuck it. Let's just pick up.
Let's just. Tays and Kay are doing it again. They're getting the wild card. 7 seed, baby. Let's go.
I'm saying like Minnesota over Dallas by like 3 points. Like that close.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. It's going to be like last 2 games of the season type shit. Mark your calendars in March, my friends.
And the last one, Pacific.
The Pacific. I already know my pick.
Yeah, me too.
Ready for this? Wait, go ahead.
Anaheim.
Really?
I think they're going over Vancouver. 2 Anaheim?
I'm going Anaheim.
I mean, they're not going to win in the playoff. They're not going to win in the
You're going Edmonton, aren't you?
No, I'm going Arizona.
What?
I'm going Arizona.
What?
I mean, Anaheim's not going to win in the playoff.
No. Yeah, exactly.
They're not going to win.
Anaheim, see, they're like a bug. And the bug and the light, the electrical bug thing in the playoffs. So when the bug is Anaheim, they go to the electrical light, they get the playoffs, and then they die. That is what Anaheim is all about. They will find their way into the playoffs.
Not this
guaranteed.
No, not this.
Guaranteed.
I think they just find some way in and just get demolished in the first round. Like they do.
No.
So first round.
Why Arizona?
I mean, I've seen Arizona. Arizona's really good.
Arizona's up and coming right now. They're on fire. I look at Arizona again as like that kind of like just making it.
Yeah.
Just
like the last game of the season.
Right, like coming down to the wire. They'll make by 1 point.
They need to at least get into overtime or win the game, and they're in.
First game of the playoffs. The Arizona Coyotes would like to announce they are deciding to dress Marion Hossa. Hossa just comes out like strutting out of the locker room. Okay, that's like, man, let's do this.
Oh my god! I like it a lot.
But I only think Anaheim just because I don't believe in Vancouver. And then they're going to drop down.
Vancouver is just...
and if they drop down, assume Anaheim will rise up. I don't either, but it just happened. It just happened. I've never believed there. I've never believed that it just happened.
Hold on.
It just happened. The last time I believed in them was when the Mighty Ducks cartoon came out.
Hey, quack.
That cartoon was awesome.
The Ducks in the 90s and early 2000s were fucking awesome.
Yeah, they were.
Paul Correa.
The Mighty Ducks.
Emilio Estevez.
You can't get
Timo Solano. Come on, man. That team was...
Adam Banks.
Anaheim will not... Hold on, let me do my James impression. Fucking Anaheim will not make the playoffs this year! That's my take on Anaheim.
Fuck LA!
They will not make the playoffs. Fuck LA! And
James picks the Kings.
No! James picks
no matter what, the Kings.
The Kings win it.
James picks the Kings to come back from about 40 points down.
What was the first shot? The Blackhawks.
I took the Blackhawks because they have Kane and Taves that will randomly just fuck people
up. Getting the number 1 seed then. Dick. So that's our hockey talk.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what we got.
We'll see what happens after the All-Star break. All-Star weekend's going to be a lot of fun.
Will you be here next week too?
I should be able to. That'll be my last week before I have to go back to work. So
that's sad. Yeah. But okay, we got you at least for 1 more week. Yeah. We got 3 weeks with Andy, so I like it. I like it a lot. We need more Andy in our.
It kind of sounds like the plot for Hereditary.
We need more Andy. Hereditary. Who's getting their head chopped off? James. So I know
of the 3 of us, it will be James.
Shit, I'm fucked. So I don't have a transition to get into baseball. I know you can do a transition of a douche of the week.
Yep, Yadier Molina.
Oh, here we go. I need another beer on this one. This is going to be one at a time. You got it. And you need one?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll preference this by saying Chris Bryant is also sort of a douche.
He's not a douche. Neither one of them are douches.
But Chris Bryant is a douche in the same way that Patrick Kane's a douche. Where it's just so
not douches.
It's just so.
They just look like
they just look like douches.
But like the fact that like
Patrick King looks like a clown.
Yeah,
he has clown hair.
Yeah. Funny like a clown.
But
unusual.
But
I'm here to make you.
But no, but like
unusual.
the thing that like Ryan Dobson kind of brought up was saying how like ask Chris Bryant what's one place he'll never want to play. He said St. Louis because it's boring. Which it is. I mean,
that's
no. That's like when Joakim Noah was talking about Cleveland. You ever see it?
Oh my God! Who wants to go there?
You ever talk to anybody that wants to go vacation, like to Cleveland?
But here's why I say Yachty's a douche. Because after he said that, you didn't say LeBron go, you know what? Cleveland is a wonderful city. I love Cleveland. Cleveland is my home. Cleveland is my love. Everyone wants to come to Cleveland. Cleveland is the greatest ever. LeBron knew what his city is. LeBron knew that city was awful.
Chimera and Mushroomhead. That was the only good things that come out of it.
Yeah, right. But then Yachty basically said, the only people who talk bad about this city are idiots and losers. I mean, that argument is okay if the Cubs didn't just win the World Series 2 years ago.
I'm just saying it as like a, you're a loser, bro.
And then, like, that just happened. Also, like, the comment I told you earlier about with where Contreras basically said he modeled his game after Buster and Molina, but it's his goal to be the best catcher ever, which every player's goal should be to be the best ever.
Yeah, it is.
And he wants to be better than them, not like them. And then Yachty took that as an insult and was like, oh, well, shut the fuck up, rookie.
Yeah.
You don't know your place. Yeah, it's like, know your place.
Portuguese or Spanish. Wow, that's weird. But yeah, okay.
Two different languages.
Yeah, totally different. I meant Cuban or...
That's Spanish.
Spanish. I said Spanish and Cuban. And,
that's Spanish.
Yeah.
Cuban speaks Spanish.
But it's a different type of Spanish.
Yeah, I mean, they have different dialects.
Different dialects.
We're teaching James
Dominican.
Geography.
Yes, exactly. So, also, I do have a little bit of baseball because I forgot. We all forgot about something that happened. You don't care about baseball, so it's okay. But you can have some. Okay,
I like baseball.
Yeah, it's okay. So, we just had the list of Hall of Fame for baseball, and everybody likes to bring out their dicks and just jerk it off on fucking Hall of Fame baseball. So why not us too? I already have the list right here for you. Number 1 is Mariano Rivera. Now, we'll go down the list. Mariano Rivera, Roy Halladay, Edgar Martinez, and Mike Mussina. Mussina. So, Mariano, wow, I cannot say anything. Mariano Rivera is the first ever to be unanimous voted in.
Yep.
Does he deserve to be unanimously? Oh my God!
Unanimously.
I need to blow my nose. Unanimously. Cinnamon. I can say cinnamon.
No, you can't.
I said cinnamon. Cinnamon.
You said cinnamon.
No, I said cinnamon. Cinnamon. Unanimously. There you go. Got it. Does he deserve to be that? Unanimously in.
I mean, here's the thing about these players. If you're up for being in the Hall of Fame,
yeah,
obviously you've been great enough to where you deserve this. So it shouldn't matter if you're unanimously put in or not. You should just be put in. The whole making people wait, like how long Monsanto had to wait, like basically until he died.
Because they're assholes.
Yeah, and the whole Barry Bonds, McGuire, Sosa thing. I mean, on his play alone, I don't think Sosa should be in anyways. I mean, yeah, he got a lot of homers, but I'd say McGuire and Bonds over Sosa. But
okay, and of course Clemens should be in.
Yeah, Clemens should be in.
It's still an era of baseball. They still play the game. If they use PEDs or not, they still let it happen. And if they let it happen, then they should be let into the Hall of Fame if they were good enough in that era.
Asterisk that this era was defined by steroid use, and some of the records were all great.
Think of all the players in the 30s and the 40s and the 50s, and how they made it into the Hall of Fame, but they were fucking doing probably cocaine and all sorts of shit. I don't even fucking know, but they were crazy too.
You mean players still don't do cocaine?
Well, yeah, they probably do. Yeah, they probably do.
I don't think that stops.
It does not make sense. So, with that said, yes, so we're on the same page of that these steroid users should get in because it's still part of the era. It still is part of the era, and Binks is now... and now the cat is... and we are being rudely interrupted by this crazy cat. No, you're fine. You're totally fine.
I'm fine.
Not fine, man.
But yeah, like the whole voting for the Hall of Fame thing is a little stupid. Like, the biggest argument I had was the whole Santa thing. Like the fact that how long they made him wait, basically till he died to elect him in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Like, if he got in then, he should have been in before.
I agree.
So why the fuck make someone wait?
Because these fucking people are assholes. The fucking people that vote this shit in, it's all politics. It's all, well, I don't like him, so he doesn't get... No! If he's got the numbers, he gets in. I don't care if he's a jagoff. I don't care if he's the nicest guy in the world. If he's good enough, he gets fucking in.
Yeah.
So with that said, Roy Halladay is in, and I read that he will have a hat that is blank.
Yeah.
He will not go in as a Toronto Blue Jay, and he will not go in as a Philadelphia Philly.
Yeah.
If you were Alright. If you had a choice to go up to Roy Halladay and said, yo, you have to pick one of the teams that you were on, which one would you say that he should go in as a Hall of Famer?
I'd pick Toronto. I wouldn't want to represent myself as from Philadelphia.
Okay. I just think because, that's when he started, he blossomed as a Toronto Blue Jay.
But the same thing you say about Maddox. Like, Maddox still wanted to go in as a Cub, despite his better years being with the Braves.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Maddox
won a Cy Young with the Cubs.
Yes.
He did really good with them, but then in the Braves he won a World Series. And
he was a Cub first,
then
he was a Brave, and then he came back as a Cub.
And ended his career as a Cub.
Right. Okay.
So essentially, he spent more time as a Cub,
but more of his prime years
were in Atlanta.
Were in Atlanta. So that's a tough one. I mean, that's totally on. Now, excuse me. We are really interrupted by this crazy kitty cat. Hi, kitty. Keep going.
James can't control his pussy.
No, I can't. What do you think about Roy Halladay? Should he be a Toronto Blue Jay or a Philadelphia Philly?
The cat thinks the same thing as I do. No one wants to represent themselves as part of Philly.
Good choice, Vince. Good choice.
That also brings me to another douche in baseball.
What?
Philadelphia Philly fans.
Well, now they're apparently back in it with both Harper and...
No, I believe that they're in it, but the fact that, like, Philly fans are saying, like, oh, it's a foregone conclusion, Harper already signed. He's just waiting until the video game release so it could be a big press thing. And number one, if he was already going to sign with your team, he'd be signed already. Number two, if this is all PR press thing for the video game,
it'll be in LA.
That's what I'm saying. Don't you think he's going to LA or the Cubs? Because that's where you make money. Yeah. Not going to Philadelphia.
That's where you're like, I'm on MLB 19, the show, and I will be a Chicago Cub. And then it's, big banner. It's not going to be the Philadelphia Phillies. Like, who? Who are the Phillies?
Yeah.
Who? This isn't 2009, buddy. You're not going to have Roy Halladay coming to the door anytime soon, or Cole Hamels, shit. But
no, because he's on the Cubs.
Exactly. He's on the Cubs. Exactly.
But yeah,
but also, like we said last week, how slow is this offseason?
Terrible. Yeah, I mean,
disgusting.
Like the big sign thing was like friggin' Drew Pomeranz, and he sucks ass. And I don't remember where he signed, but like,
what's gonna happen first? A 60-degree day here in Chicago, or Manny Machado or Bryce Harper getting signed? What's happening first? You can even chime in on this one.
I mean,
the two biggest names in baseball have not been signed yet. Has not been signed yet, and the agency said in November.
60-degree day because it's Chicago.
Yeah,
you're right. So it'll probably be like February 1st. Then we'll have a huge, gigantic snowstorm.
Shut up, James.
I mean, yeah, I could see a 60-degree day happening first.
No, it is.
Because we do have a random day next week where it's going to be 30, but then it's going to be 7 degrees the next day. So the 60-degree temperature won't be sustained, but I can see it happening before they both fly.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph. That's all the baseball I got, so fuck them. Fuck LA. Now, we're going to get to actually the most anticipated that I have been waiting for the whole night, even though I love talking about hockey and baseball. And fuck the NFL. Where's the XFL? I want the XFL to happen right now. That's what we need.
One more year.
And then we got real football. Real football. Real.
Ripping off each other's heads, breaking each other's legs.
I thought you were going to say like chest hair or something.
Ripping off each other's chest hairs.
Honestly,
it's going to be a hell of a fucking...
Honestly, if the players could do that, that would be kind of impressive with all their... with the pads and the jersey on. The effort you'd have to go through just to do that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. And then you like stick your hand down his like shirt.
Dude, is that not a badass gesture?
My cousin has one of those.
I want it so bad right now. It's the...
So...
I'll totally get a fucking bottle of that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, sorry.
No, you're fine. We're going to WWE. And I'm... You know what? First off, because we have to do a little bit of the recaps of Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, why are always the go-home shows boring?
Because they save most of the stuff for the actual pay-per-view. They don't really care.
Except Monday Night Raw with Brock Lesnar and that shit. That was cool. Yeah. That was fine.
Especially with, I mean, it ended stupid. Like, I mean, you had a Lesnar you had a lot of Lesnar gives that 5 in, but like, I like basically that most of it, Finn was taking it to both of them at once.
Exactly. Taking it to both Lesnar and Strowman. SmackDown was alright, fine and great, but Andrade versus Rey Mysterio, that was 2 out of 3 falls. Fuck yeah, man.
I mean, it ended stupid with Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
Attacking both.
So it's like, alright, cool, more hype for the Royal Rumble. We get it. Great. Yeah, but it was like they were both good. It wasn't like this shit. But it also wasn't like, oh, I'm so excited now for the Royal Rumble, other than, of course, the matches that we already know about. And there was some good build. The build-up for Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles was amazing. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I liked that a lot.
Yeah, I liked Bryan just refusing to go at the ring and Vince trying to go to him in.
Yes.
And, he just wouldn't listen to him and just doing what he wanted. That was good.
It was great.
Which, that also kind of brings me into a wrestling kind of douche. The people who are fans of the All Elite Wrestling thing, thinking that AJ Styles is going to leave WWE for them.
AJ Styles already said he's going to either sign a 3-year contract or a 5-year contract.
Yeah.
And he wants to do the shorter one because he wants to spend a lot of time with his kids.
But
he's still sort of young. Youngish.
The reason people are saying they think he'll go to AEW is because they could give him a relaxed schedule. But I was saying, if that's what he wants, WWE will give him a schedule where he's just working SmackDown and nothing else.
Exactly.
And I mean, they do it for almost everybody else. They let AJ Styles do what he wants because he's AJ Styles.
Because he's AJ fucking Styles. So, we got the Royal Rumble coming up this week.
And the NXT pay-per-view.
Now, I wanted to try... I talked to you about this.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we could do it. I really hope I can get off of work. I got to ask
Colin sick.
A friend of mine.
Colin sick.
But I would actually want to do And I hate these, but you know what? If you can't beat them, join them, right? I want to do a reaction video. I want to do a reaction video just the men's Royal Rumble.
Oh,
we can do the women's one too. We can do both. But just the Royal Rumble matches itself, not the other matches. Fuck that shit. I want to do a reaction video of the men's and the women's Royal Rumble. I think that'd be a lot of fun to do.
I'd say even the Universal title match if it ends.
Yeah, okay, fine. Yes, because here's the thing. No, I like that idea because with the Universal title match, we're either going to be wanting to kill everybody inside because of how shit-filled shitty it is, or we're going to be crying in tears of joy because of how amazing.
The only time I ever did that was when the Blackhawks won their first cup.
What, cried?
Yeah.
I cried. I think I want to say I cried when the White Sox.
I mean, when the Cubs won, I kind of felt it, but in the back of my mind, I was like, something's going to happen where this didn't really happen. I'm going to be so pissed.
This is a dream, isn't it?
You know, honestly, I think I mean, the 10 Cup was great, and I enjoyed that. That was a good feeling. I think I enjoyed the 13 Cup the best.
Yeah. The 13 Cup, was fun. I was in
Boston.
I was in Vegas during that, and I was watching it.
I watched the whole
and a bunch of Boston fans were there, so we were fucking around with them, and it was fun.
I watched that final with my parents, and I think just that was alone really cool.
I honestly was more. I think I was in terms of baseball. I think I was more emotional when the Cubs won the NLCS than the actual World Series, because getting past the championship series was a thing that was always holding them back. It was that they couldn't get past that.
Right.
And then when they did, it was they're actually in the World Series.
When the Cubs won,
and then when they won the World Series, it took so long for the game to happen that it was what.
I was just
I was working, but I had it on. And
they won!
Yeah, they won the World Series. I was like,
they did it.
Wow! But then it was different because when that happened, there was also a part of me that was oh, okay, it's great that I saw that, but then the season's past it when they're not doing their good. My dad's complaining about it again. And I was it doesn't matter. They won.
We saw it.
It happened. So even if it will really suck if they don't win again because of the team they have.
Right.
But if they don't, they win.
Exactly.
So it's good. It's fine. They won their World Series.
Damn right.
And it happened. And those were the only two times I actually got emotional during a sports thing. I think Favre's last game was kind of weird, but
well, no, his last game was him getting killed by the.
Well, that's why I thought he was dead.
Damn it, he's dead! I cried because Adrian Peterson didn't play that game, and I was supposed to win my fucking playoff game in fantasy football. But goddamn it didn't happen. Fuck Tony.
You want to fuck her? I know.
No, I don't want. Shut up. All right, predictions. Royal Rumble. Let's go.
Let me get the card. 1 second.
Get the card. I got some crazy ass predictions. I got some crazy ass ones. You guys are going to be so excited. You should be excited. I even have a prediction that's going to lead all the way up to WrestleMania after this prediction. Actually, I have about 3 of them because the Royal Rumble is just fucking bonkers and it's going to be fucking amazing. I'm excited. It's going to happen.
Okay, so
Bangs. That was Bangs.
Who's you?
The first match is Cruiserweight title, Buddy Murphy versus Kalisto versus Tozawa versus Hideo.
Buddy Murphy.
I think Hideo's going to get it. Because the whole
point... Oh my god, he's back, that's right.
The whole point of 205 Live originally, and Hideo going there, was they were going to build the show around him, and not that be his show and his...
I'm surprised he's back, even after that, gruesome injury.
Yeah. So I think he wins. I think he gets the title and runs with it for a while. Then United States title, Rusev, Shinsuke.
Should be Rusev.
Yeah, Rusev will win again.
And is that on the pre-show?
Yeah.
Of course it is.
SmackDown tag titles, Bar versus Miz and Shane.
Miz and Shane.
Yeah, most likely they're going to win. That would be funny.
Yeah.
Women's title, Asuka versus Becky.
Asuka.
Yeah, Asuka will win.
Asuka's going to win.
Raw Women's title, Ronda Rousey versus Sasha Banks.
Ronda Rousey.
actually think
Sasha?
number one, I think Becky might win the women's title back from Asuka.
Okay, so you have Asuka, and you have Becky.
And then Sasha will beat Ronda, and Ronda goes in the Rumble.
Interesting. Okay, so you have the opposite of what I think's going to happen. Okay.
Then WWE title, Daniel versus AJ. Daniel wins.
See, this is a weird one because I was thinking about this yesterday while watching SmackDown, and you and I and a lot of fans are like, all right, what's the whole storyline going to be for the Universal Championship that leads up to WrestleMania? But when you really think about it, what is their plans with the WWE title for WrestleMania? And that's what's kind of really eating. Are they really going to do Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles again? I don't think so. Because that'll be, what, another fucking 3 more pay-per-views of that? I don't think so. I think, though...
I think Bryan wins, because otherwise you keep doing it.
Then who is a babyface on SmackDown will face Bryan at WrestleMania?
Doesn't have to be a babyface. They've done heel versus...
Okay, fine. But who on SmackDown is WrestleMania enough to... Oh...
I got someone. Someone... Nope. Andrade Cien Almas. The way he's been doing his last 2 matches, the way everybody in backstage seemingly loves him, wants to push him high, I think it doesn't have to be a face because Bryan's not really fully a heel, he's just kind of a jackass. I mean, he's not really a heel in the normal sense, he's just an asshole.
Right.
I could see Almas, who just beat Mysterio in the 2 out of 3 falls. He beat Mysterio a few times. He's beat Miz before. He's beat Bryan before, actually. He beat AJ his first night on SmackDown. So he's beaten the champions and the top contenders. I could see him moving into a position.
I'm gonna say Daniel Bryan, but I will not be surprised if AJ Styles does win. Because they could... That is juicy. That was really... No! You gotta get up too? You dickhead.
But yeah, I could see Daniel winning just because if AJ keeps the belt... if AJ gets the belt back, then this rivalry continues and you can't have that happen.
They had 2 more pay-per-views before WrestleMania though.
Yeah, but you can't keep that... If you don't want that rivalry to continue, Bryan has to win.
You know what? No. I'm going somewhere with it. I hate you. AJ Styles wins, and I think at WrestleMania, AJ Styles wins at Royal Rumble, keeps the title, and I think at WrestleMania it'll be a multi-man championship match.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
With maybe The Miz, Samoa Joe, Andrade, Rey Mysterio, Andrade.
Gangrel, Val Venus.
Yeah, Gangrel can win the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, hold on, we're gonna get to that. That would be fun.
Wait.
No. You're like, wait a minute, wait. I was actually right. No, you're not right.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Universal title: Brock Lesnar versus Finn Balor.
Hold on.
Okay, since you're still drinking, I'll do this. What I want to happen is different, like kind of like it was every Brock Lesnar title defense, is different than what's actually going to happen.
I don't know.
What I want to happen is Finn Balor beats Brock Lesnar, comes out as a demon, gets in Lesnar's head a little bit, and is able to beat him with either the help of Braun Strowman,
Yes.
or someone else.
Strowman.
Nope.
Wyatt.
Nope. Whose streak did Lesnar beat? And not only does he cost Lesnar the title, because I think that's supposed to be Lesnar's last date is Rumble. I'll go forward to the Rumble. I think Taker wins the Rumble and we get Finn Balor versus Undertaker at WrestleMania.
For the Universal Champion.
Yep. The Demon versus the Phenom.
We're really going down this road. That's what you want to happen.
And then what was supposed to happen with Bray, where Bray was supposed to win and that was supposed to be his long-term happens with Finn Balor. Okay. Finn beats the Undertaker, keeps the title, and gets blasted up. Now, what's most likely? As Brock Lesnar hits 30 German suplexes, 20 F5s, and demolishes Finn Balor.
Okay. This is going to be a long, drawn-out one. This past Monday Night Raw, because what they like to do is make the person that usually wins weak on the go-home show. They sort of did that with Finn Balor. Now, I'm going to go back even a little bit farther back in December when the ratings were terrible. And the McMahon said, and Triple H said, we're going to listen to you guys. You guys are the authority. We're going to do what you want. Well, if they are true to their word, like they have been, for the most part, this is the biggest one. This is the biggest gripe that all WWE fans have against, and it's Brock Lesnar being champion. And they played it off again this past Monday night. They even had Vince McMahon come out. Said, Finn, you have nothing. You have nothing. I don't believe in fairy tales. You're not winning against Lesnar. Strowman comes out, who's supposed to be the big baby face of the show. Comes out, Finn, I want you to win, but you're not going to do it. If I haven't beaten Lesnar yet, you're definitely not going to beat Lesnar yet. So this is the whole Daniel Bryan underdog of 5 years ago type shit. So this is the same storyline, similar to it with Daniel Bryan. Now,
the main difference is Finn has a different version of himself.
Yes! So, I will say, I agree, and I am picking Finn Balor. If he is demon or not demon,
I think if he's demon, he definitely wins.
Yes.
If he's not,
then we're better bite our nails. I do believe Braun Strowman will fuck Lesnar over. Finn Balor will win, and either we are going to get that dream match for the Universal title of Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, or this is a diversion for Finn Balor to win against Lesnar. And then, I hate to say it, we have 2 pay-per-views before WrestleMania after this. Finn Balor will drop the title before WrestleMania.
If he wins, I don't think he drops it.
I hope not.
WrestleMania.
I hope not.
WrestleMania, he'll drop it.
I hope not, but I could see that happening. I could see WWE giving us everything that we want, and then for him to lose in the Elimination Chamber, where I'm not saying Brock Lesnar is going to win the match, but Lesnar will definitely have his rematch clause, and it'll be in the Elimination Chamber, and maybe Drew McIntyre to win an Elimination Chamber.
I don't think they've kind of cooled on the McIntyre train.
I don't think so yet.
There's multiple backstage reports that they've backed off of the McIntyre and stuff.
Well, I'm not saying. I think we might have multi-man heavyweight championship matches at WrestleMania.
Even if we do, I don't think Drew McIntyre wins the title.
I just feel like Finn Balor will win at Royal Rumble and then lose it before WrestleMania. I just have that weird feeling.
If Finn wins, I think
he should have it till WrestleMania and even beyond. I think he could even beat Rollins.
The reason I think he'll hold it,
maybe not. I don't know.
He'll hold it is we're looking at it from a point of view that I don't think is going to happen. The point of view I think you're looking at from is
Lesnar, Rollins.
Not that. Is you thinking that they won't let Finn Balor main event WrestleMania? but that's not going to happen anyways.
No, it's going to be Charlotte, Becky, and Ronda. Yeah, I agree.
So,
whatever they do with the title
and the Universal title,
it could be multi-man.
It could just be. I mean, the multi-man match is the main event in Triple Threat, so you're not going to do 4 multi-man matches.
We've done it before. There was one WrestleMania. It was WrestleMania 2000 that did not have one singles match. It was all multi-person matches.
But yeah, I think
this side.
I think the title, I could see the WWE title, the multi-man match being like
Brian,
Styles,
Brian,
maybe
Miz, exactly, like a fatal 4-way. Battle
Royale. If you want to add 5,
Andrade, yes.
And Jeff Hardy if you go 6.
Sure. Put him in too.
But I think the Universal stays 1-on-1. I really think because he's been teasing it a lot on Twitter, like he has with the belt. Like that's one weird thing about Raw. Was that the belt already had Lesnar's plates off of it? That it had the WWE plates on it instead of the Lesnar ones?
Oh, that on this past Raw, right?
Yeah.
Huh.
I think Finn finds a way to win.
Yes.
I think either Undertaker or Braun help him. Or if Braun comes out, I could see him going back to heel and trying to help.
No, I know I'm going to go a little bit more on predictions and shit. Finn Balor beats Lesnar. Finn Balor faces Rollins or Undertaker at WrestleMania. Fine and great. Lesnar, Strowman, last man standing at WrestleMania. Just for the last clash of monsters. Okay, fine and great. You get that, you jerk off, you're fine. There you go, done. But, so you have Lesnar, Strowman, no title on the line, where Strowman destroys Lesnar in a last man standing match at WrestleMania. Then you have your Rollins and Finn Balor match, or your Undertaker Finn Balor match.
I could see having it, but
then Rollins will not have a match at WrestleMania.
Not necessarily. He could be involved in the Intercontinental again.
He's too
not really. If you watch the last few Raws, I could see them doing a last man standing match
for Lesnar, some gimmick match, something like that.
But if that happens, I think, and this is Lesnar's last appearance, I think Heyman's too valuable to not keep him on the show.
I agree.
I think he
goes to Balor. Or Strowman.
Strowman. I think he either low blows or distracts Lesnar. Then Strowman like power slams him through a table or through something. Or if it even happens earlier and happens at the Rumble. Because that's one weird thing. For all the people dragging Finn down, Heyman's the one that keeps boosting him up. Like saying, we know what you can do. You are the amazing man. You do amazing things. But
saying like, Lesnar was training for Strowman, but now we have a whole different arsenal to deal with. It's a disadvantage of Lesnar, even though Lesnar can destroy you.
Yeah,
it's weird.
I could even see it at the Royal Rumble happening, where Heyman turns on Lesnar and tries to align with Balor, but Balor maybe turns him down. And goes to Strowman, and then Strowman becomes the next monster heel. That goes after Finn for a few pay-per-views, maybe after Romania.
Yes, exactly. So I have Balor. I'm on the Balor because here's the thing: if they say all this shit on Monday Night Raw, you're not good enough, you suck, you blow, and after a month before saying you're the authority now, WWE Universe fans and shit, now you're gonna literally boost Finn Balor all the way up, have storyline trying to knock him down, and then to literally kill him at Royal Rumble would be the worst thing to do. Finn Balor wins at Royal Rumble.
I think I'll win like one of the two ways we talked about. Either Braun gets involved, Taker gets involved.
Yes,
agreed. I think there might be a third people that gets involved.
Vince McMahon.
Nope. Balor Club.
Anderson and
Gallows. I could see.
They haven't been around for a while.
No. Or, I mean, the only other person I could think as a possibility, they have to sign him first, which we don't know if they have or not because we don't know where the hell he's going.
Right.
Kenny Omega.
We're not going there yet. No, we're not. All right.
It would be Royal. The next match is the Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble. Before we have our winner, because even though I think you already said, the women's one.
Yeah.
Are there going to be any special entrants?
There's 7 entrance spots still available.
So you're going to have Trish, you're going to have Lita, you're going to have Mickie James.
Some NXT people.
So there you go.
Mickie James is already announced. So that's
perfect. But you're going to get Trish, Lita, Tori Wilson.
Yeah.
Who wins?
It all depends on title matches. If Becky doesn't win the women's title,
but you're saying Becky wins it.
That's what I'm saying. If Becky doesn't, then Becky wins the Rumble. But if Ronda doesn't, then Ronda wins the Rumble. So it all depends on how those.
So you're saying Becky,
whoever doesn't win their title match wins the Rumble.
Okay.
And goes on to face the other.
Okay.
I mean, the reason I could see Ronda keeping the belt is the first loss will be Becky.
Agreed.
But the reason I think Sasha may win is, number one, kind of Sasha feeling a little underappreciated lately, underutilized.
This storyline with Ronda Rousey and Sasha is actually fucking amazing. There's a lot of great promos with these two, and I think that's gonna be the match of the night.
Yeah.
No matter what, it's going to be the match of the night.
But I mean, the whole underutilized thing, it sucks for her. I mean, it could all kind of go away if her and Bayley are the first tag champs.
They could be. And that's why I say Ronda's going to win that match.
They might be, but I also kind of think maybe Iconics or
maybe Trish Lita.
No.
I think they're going to be in the match.
They'll be in the match, but I don't think they'll win the match. I think... Especially not an Elimination Chamber match. I don't think they're going...
Well, they'll be the last ones out, and they'll just, wipe them.
No, I think the big threat in this in the tag match will be an NXT team. It'll be Io Shirai and Kairi Sane.
But Royal Rumble. Who's winning the women's one?
Becky or Ronda.
I am saying Becky and Charlotte Flair. I think you're going to have the same thing with
Rock and Big
Show and Michaels and Hart or whatever the fuck it was, where they both hit the floor at the same time. You're going to have all this conversation. Who hit the floor first and all that shit? Becky and Charlotte win, and they both pick, of course, Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania to make it a triple threat match. There you go. There's your main event. Let's fucking go WrestleMania 33 or whatever the fuck it is. Right?
Yep.
Cool. Next one.
Men's Rumble.
Oh boy. Any special entrances? Any? You're really set on this one, aren't you? Holy shit! If this happens, this would be great. This would be great. We haven't seen Taker since Australia.
Not only Taker. I think Taker enters late.
Like 28.
29. I think Truth makes a big deal about being 30th entrant,
and he's out.
But the one before him is
Taker.
And Taker just stands in the ring. Truth comes out at 30, and Taker either choke slams him out, boots him out.
Now, I can't say special entrances can be NXT people because
it can be.
Yeah, I think Lars will be in the Rumble.
I don't know because he hasn't been around. So.
I think Aleister Black will be in the Rumble. Outside of that, though, I'm trying to think of any indie stars or old school wrestlers.
Let me see if there's going to be.
I don't know. I honestly, special type people, because we didn't have any last year. I don't think we had one. Not one. Yeah, I don't have one. You know what? Seth Rollins. I'm going with the safe pick. I'm going with Seth. I think Seth Rollins is going to win it.
I could see that Seth being a possibility. I think there are going to be a few surprises. I don't know if it'll be new signings. I could see it being even maybe some WWE UK people like Pete Dunne
to be in it,
or Walter.
If Seth Rollins doesn't win it, I believe a SmackDown superstar will, and I think it'll be an up and coming. And I think it might be an up and comer.
Andrade?
Maybe.
I could see that happening. I'm still...
I just don't know what they're going to do with the WWE title on SmackDown, so that's why I'm
thinking... the
Elimination
Chamber be a number one contender.
Oh, yeah, that's what it's going to probably be. Guaranteed, that's what it's probably going to be. So, you know what? I'm going to stick with Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is my pick, and that's how it is.
I think I'm sticking with Taker. I think Finn's been kind of going down this road on Twitter for the past few months about wanting to face Undertaker. And first off, if he's not champion, what right does Balor really have trying to face Taker?
Unless, he tries to call him out.
Demon versus Phoenix.
Exactly, which they could. They could do it without a title.
But with the title, with the one title Taker hasn't won.
And this title is known for part-timers to win it, so it would make sense for The Undertaker to win it at WrestleMania.
Yeah, and not that I think he'll win that, but I think...
We'll get to that if he does, if it is that
match. I think that's kind of what they could build it. Taker could even come out on Raw and kind of be like, I know my story, my legacy is coming to an end soon. But there's one thing that will cement my legacy, one thing that will cement me as one of the best ever. That's winning every title that has ever been in the WWE.
Exactly. It'll be the Universal title. So wow, I like that one. Balor wins against Lesnar and Taker wins the Royal Rumble. Dude, you heard it here first. That's a good fucking prediction. That's a lot better than my little, Seth Rollins wins the Royal Rumble. And,
well, no, I think that could happen.
Yeah.
But I think what's kind of the thing that's been going through my mind about it has been the past few Rumbles, the one person everybody thought was definitely going to win didn't. No one thought Shinsuke was going to win. Yeah, but no one else realistically thought Shinsuke.
Who did they think was going to win last year?
Last year, it was the hype name, I think, was Orton.
Or Strowman, maybe?
No, Orton.
Orton again?
Orton was the top.
2 times in a row?
Yeah.
So I know Orton, when he won it 2 years ago, he was not supposed to win it. I think it was like Roman Reigns, right?
Everyone thought Roman
Reigns or Goldberg.
And not the year Batista won, everyone thought Bryan.
That was...
I mean, not that it ended good, but...
Yeah, exactly. I know what you mean.
Like, sometimes they like to go the opposite way of the he's definitely going to win, Then all of a sudden, somebody else...
Who was at the end last year? It was Shinsuke, John Cena... I think Roman Reigns. Yeah, it was them three.
Yeah.
And Cena got out by Roman Reigns, and then Shinsuke
hit the Kinshasa
and threw out Reigns. So yeah, no, I gotcha.
But even before that, you might have thought that Shinsuke was going to win, but at that time, the hype person to win was Roman Reigns.
Yeah, it was. Brock Lesnar, I want your ass. Yeah, that shit. Yeah,
it was Roman.
Yeah.
And this year, I just think there's too much into the whole Seth Rollins is going to be in this position. I think it's going to be a surprise, and I think one of the surprises will win. Taker will win the Rumble and face the Demon.
And I think we should end on that one. That's fucking good. My name is James.
I'm Adam. Joe Flacco's about to get beat again.
Fuck you! Fuck LA!